Hi everyone, so Miss Begum is back today with a new lesson, and the lesson for today is prefixes. Prefixes is the topic which we have learned at school, and I would like to revise it again for you because I am going to post a simple assignment on the topic prefixes. So now let's first look into actually, where do we find prefixes? A prefix is a word which we find in front of the given words. So let me first begin by telling you what the objectives of today's lesson would be. So today our main objectives will be, by the end of the lesson, you all will be able to recognize common prefixes, and you will also be able to use prefixes to determine the meaning of words. Alright, so before we move ahead, let me just give you a few examples to exactly understand the word pre. Okay, so right at the beginning, you might have heard this particular word. Can you all read that for me? Alright, yes, it is preschool. So let's try to guess the meaning of this word. Yes, we know what is school, and when we say preschool, what does this word pre tell us? It tells us something, the place where we go before school. Alright, now let's look at the next word, which is very common, prepaid. Alright, so this is the word which you are very familiar with, prepaid. So when you pay the amount before you even use your mobile SIM card or whatever it is, so before, when you pay the amount before, it's called prepaid. Okay, now one more example. Let's see this word, prehistoric. Okay, so something which was before historic, that is prehistoric. Okay, so all these three words, pre, if you can see carefully, they tell us that pre means something which has happened before. So the word pre means before. So once again, prefix means something which is added to the word in front. I mean, something which is placed in front of the word which changes the meaning of the whole word is called a prefix. Okay? So now, let's move on to understand, why do we need to learn prefixes? Well, there are so many things to learn, and now why prefixes? Okay, if you look carefully, prefixes, if you identify a prefix in a word, that will help you to identify or guess the meaning of the word. Okay, so the first benefit is you will be able to guess the meaning of the word. This is the first reason why we need to learn prefixes, to guess the meaning of the words and then to improve your vocabulary. Okay, so the first one is to guess the meaning of the word. Second one is to improve your vocabulary. Now let me give you an example. Okay, now if you see the word illegal, you might think, oh my god, what this word is. But if you know the word legal and you know that there is a prefix which is ill, so when you know legal, which is accepted by the law, and if you know that ill, it means not, then we can easily guess the meaning of this word, that illegal means which is not accepted by the law. Alright? Because you know the word legal and you know that ill is a prefix, you will be able to guess the meaning of the word illegal, which means against the law. Okay? Now, irreversible. Now look at this word. Oh, it looks big. When you know the meaning of the word reversible, something which can be reversed, possible to reverse. Now you know, if you can identify the prefix here, that it is ir. Ir means which cannot be. So you will be able to understand that irreversible means it cannot be reversed. The process cannot be reversed. Okay, so reversible means which can be reversed. Irreversible is the opposite of the word reversible. Alright, so this is how identifying the prefixes will help you guess the meaning of the words easily. Okay, now another aspect of prefixes is when you read a story or an article, you'll come across a lot of prefixes, and what you will notice is there are two types of prefixes. All right, so one you can find some prefixes which are hyphenated. Okay, so if I just say antisocial, all right, so antisocial, social, it means she is a social person. When I say that means she mingles with everybody, she makes friends easily. That's the meaning of social. Now anti is it is against, it's not. So when you say antisocial, it means that that person is not very social. She's against making friends. Okay, so there's another word which you can use as self-service. So self-service, you go to a restaurant and you see there, it's self-service. You go, you pay, and you bring your order. Do it by yourself. That's self-service. And a very common word, semi-finals. So these are some of the words which are, they have prefixes, but then these words are hyphenated. So here when you come back here, you can see many other words like unhappy, mislead, and many other examples of all these words which come without hyphen. So you need to understand that prefixes are words which sometimes are hyphenated, sometimes they are not hyphenated. Okay, so now let's move on to some common prefixes which we usually come across. Now the first one, non or un. The meaning of the word prefix non or un is not. For example, when I say non-stop, it cannot be stopped. If I say non-vegetarian, somebody who does not eat meat, right? Somebody who eats meat. Vegetarian is somebody who eats only vegetables. So non-vegetarian is who eat meat and vegetables. That is non-vegetarian. Okay. Now look at this word un. When you can say unhappy, which means not happy. Look at the prefix here, un. When I say unclean, which means not clean. So if you know that the meaning of the prefix non and un can be not, you can easily guess the meaning of the words. Now look at this word dis. Dis, which means the opposite. Like for example, very common thing, disagree, right? So we agree, and when we don't, the opposite is disagree. That's the prefix. Then disarrange. Okay. The next common prefix is anti. That is, anti is against. Like we previously read, I have mentioned previously, anti-social, anti-corruption. So if you are fighting against corruption, that's anti-corruption. Okay? And then we have another one. Of course, there are many prefixes, but I'm just mentioning a few of them here. That is re. Re, it means again. So when you repay, what does it mean? You pay again. And we often talk about saving the environment. And what do we need to do to save the environment? We reuse. Right? Reuse. We recycle. Very common words what we use. So all these have prefixes re, which means to do it again. Alright? Yes, so these are some common prefixes. So overall, if you can see this lesson, it's a very simple lesson where you have words which come before words. Fix which comes before the words is called a prefix, and it's just like a remix which changes the meaning of the word. So if you are aware of the prefixes, you can very sensibly make a guess of what those words could mean. Alright, now just what I would want you all to see is, you can have a quick look at this one. This is how your activity, the assignment looks on prefixes. This is the video. You will be watching this video here, and then I have assigned you the vocab cards, then read and respond, and the quiz. The 3 activities for you all to do. So you have to watch this video, finish watching the video, then you can go to the vocab game here, and you will see that you start and you complete this one, and then you go to read and respond. You can see a lot of explanation given here, and then you have the multiple choice. So if you read what is given here, it will be easy for you to answer these questions. And another important thing, most of your questions here have been covered in my lesson today. And if you watch this video, you will be easily able to answer most of the questions which are given here. So there are 3 activities to be completed. One is the vocab, the read and respond, and quiz. So I'm very sure that if you watch this video, you'll be able to do all these exercises pretty easily. Okay? So please go ahead and take your time. You have a week time to complete this small assignment. So do it and have a good day. Okay? So take care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye-bye.